not selected are not important, but then we just think that there are matters that we should continue to speak about at every opportunity that we get. So, of course, today on Mainland Focus, we have two major stories that we would be analyzing further and also giving you an opportunity to speak about. My name is Sage Babalola. Fᴏᴜ will be with us in just a bit so that he can cement his previous point or previous opinion on the stories before we then open the phone lines. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. We're streaming live, so please go on there and join our live stream. On Facebook is Mainland 98.3 FM. On YouTube is also Mainland 98.3 FM. But please do well to follow us on X and interact with us on there as well, because we continue the conversation on our social media platforms. For X, our handle is at Mainland FM. All right, now moving forward, for the two stories of Mainland Focus today, we have information about the kidnapping epidemic as reported on the front pages of The Guardian, Punch, and also Vanguard. But looking at the Punch newspaper, we see here that a sum total of kidnapping incidents under the past Buhari-led administration in 8 years, plus the total abduction cases that we have recorded in the Tinubu-led administration in 8 months, summed up to about 17,000. And so we decided to have a conversation about the kidnapping epidemic and the 17,000 Nigerians that have been abducted under Buhari and also Tinubu. We're asking questions: what should we do urgently about this particular situation? How do we arrest the situation? And also, let's talk about the problem, the short and long-term solution to the problem. We know what the issue is. What can we do in the short term, and what do we do in the long term, most importantly, to abate this particular situation and prevent a recurrence? Now to the state of our finance in the country, our economic situation. NAIRA has fallen to an all-time low. The Punch reported that NAIRA at the official market now sells at 1,348 Naira to $1. Just like I said, this is the lowest we've been in almost forever. So we're asking questions: what is the way out? How bad is this for businesses in Nigeria? Again, what are the short and long-term solutions to the problem? Again, like I said, we don't just highlight the problem. We try to come up with ways to solve these problems, and we want your input on our solutions. Fᴜʟ is here with us. Let's have conversations with him briefly before we open the phone lines. Welcome, Fᴜʟ.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sage, for having me.
So those are the stories. Please cement your initial thoughts.
All right. Again, on the issue of insecurity, I agree that we can look at declaring a state of emergency, but that's actually how to address the problem. Like you've, in your question, that we shouldn't be talking about the problem, and we know what the problem is. The numbers are there. The numbers are not looking good. The Punch had to take it further. The Guardian was focusing on this government. The Punch did the Buhari government, and of course added it to this government, and even in a war situation,
17,000 people should not be abducted.
you want to question this kind of figure. It's not looking good at all. So short term, like I said earlier in the morning, Sage, I think we have to now begin to look at local solutions. This is the time for the governors to now do their job. Yes, we understand their limitations with having direct control on the policing structure of the country, but there's a reason why monies get to them every month as security votes, Sage. And this is now the time for them to deploy. Deploy these monies, go into the local level, go into local arrangements. I think the OPC man, Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò Gani Adams, is also talking. Iba Gani Adams have said that, look, there's the OPC to work with. There's also local vigilantes to work with. There's Agbekoya. I'm talking about the Southwest now. I'm not too familiar with what is supposed to happen in the north, southeast, the north central, but I'm sure they can also have that kind of arrangement. They talk about arming them. The opportunity to carry AK-47 sophisticated weapon is something we'll continue to talk about. But at least temporarily, we can look at whatever they can carry. Whatever gun they can carry that is permissible under the law, let's just carry it, and then also work with our traditional rulers. Yes, we take care of them, we respect them. But this is not. They must understand that it's almost like a war situation, quote and unquote, because we are surrounded. Sage. The Lagos-Ibadan space is not safe. Ogun State is not safe. The Lagos, there's a problem. Ekiti, there's a problem. So the traditional rulers must also understand that this is now the time for them to now not just become obas and king, and then we are respected, but they now have to be a part of the problem, solving the problem. So the governors must work with locals, youth organizations, local farmers, forest rangers, and Motekun too. Like I said, Jᴏɪᴜ Makinde seems to be doing well, appreciably well, when it comes to insecurity, because of the fact that, look, he keeps equipping Amotekun. I don't think Amotekun is active in Ogun State. I've not really seen, Amotekun like that in Ogun State. So while we are looking at the long-term solution that may not happen very, very fast, the governors have to now step up. Local government chairmen also have to step up. Traditional rulers have to step up. There's a major problem. Look at what happened in Ekiti. The traditional rulers were killed.
Monarchs, 2 of them.
Those guys that attacked those traditional rulers must have, they are in that community. They didn't manufacture them from outside. They must have come somewhere. They must have been staying somewhere. And this is the time for everybody to also be a part of it. CDAs, we just have to watch out for one another and be a part of solving this problem. But I think the governors majorly, because there's a money that goes to them every month, which is security vote, this is the time to use the money. It's not so, because again, nobody audits it, nobody queries it. So the idea of just pocketing security vote has to stop, at least in the minimum. But going forward, Sage, we have to now look at the current policing structure. I understand the fears of the people that our politicians are not so disciplined, to now give them this additional power to control the police. But we are between the devil and the deep blue sea, so we must choose one. We can't just have our people being killed, kidnapped almost on a daily basis because we fear that our politicians will misuse the power to control the police. We just have to do something. I believe that the policing structure has to be devolved. We have to have, we must have state police, we must. If we must have local government police, so be it. And even city policing. And that's why, like I said, yes, we are talking about American coming to train our police and all of that. But Sage, we just have to also look at their structure, which is working for them. People talk about crimes in America, but what was the response? The way they respond to crime is not the way we respond to it here. Yesterday, we talked about the fact that, subscription.
Yeah, for the
tracking devices has expired, and that the police have not been renewed. They've not renewed it, and they've been relying on the DSS.
Yeah, sharing tracking device
with the DSS.
Yes,
we are sharing tracking device.
Subscription
with the DSS.
Is cost for it,
but we can't pay.
Yes.
How ridiculous can that? What more can be this ridiculous to now begin to talk about? And so the police is saying, from the reports in the papers yesterday, that that's why the response time is slow because they have to wait for the DSS, and so the police can't even pay to subscribe for their tracking device. That's why we say we just have to devolve these things. So we are begging the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was a major advocate of devolution of power, restructuring, to now do what he has always talked about. There are a lot of conversations around restructuring, but at least we can start with this one. Because again, the primary purpose of any government in the world, even is in our constitution,
lives and properties,
is the security of lives and properties. Every other thing comes secondary.
Right.
So we need to look at these things, short-term, long-term solutions, and hopefully Nigerians can now sleep with their 2 eyes closed. I grew up in a Lagos where people walk all through the night without fearing anything. Sage, I'm nothing. Nobody.
Why? Father, are you vigilante?
No,
why you was your father?
Everywhere was safe.
I know it was.
Football matches were played at night. Boxing matches were held at night. Restaurants
were opened, and restaurants were
parties were held overnight. It was later that it changed. That we now do parties. Before, parties in Lagos was overnight, and people will go to the parties. They come back. Nobody harasses anybody. Nobody stops anybody. But that can happen again. So we're hoping we'll go back to that era where Nigerians are safe and secure, and then we can reduce crime rate to the barest minimum. And then the issue of forex, like again said in just 1 minute, like I said, we got the news yesterday that the government is looking at accountability when it comes to remittances and earnings of the NNPC on cruise sales. I think that's a very good move from this government. If we can have that level of accountability, domicile that responsibility with the CBN, so that we know what we have. Because people are asking, we are now borrowing. We have to go to Afrexim Bank to borrow $3.3 billion. We are looking for, where does the proceeds of our crude sales, which we do in dollars, we don't sell crude in Naira, we sell in dollars. Where is it going into? Why are we not having that liquidity? And for these people that are mopping up, the government has to. I think the problem is for the government to look at the solution and fix it. Short term. Long term, eventually, is for us to begin to look at production.
Yeah.
We have to produce. We have to diversify our economy. Agriculture is an opportunity for us to tap into. We have a lot of mineral resources. The extractive industry is also there for us to tap into. And so the short-term solution is accountability with crude sales. At least that one we can quickly.
The CBN will be in charge of
so
that
we can
now,
look at that, and then long term look at how to fire back our industries, electricity, solve our problem with infrastructure, produce so that we can at least balance our international trade, and then some forex.
Well, thank you very much, Fuad. So you heard it. Those are the two stories for conversation this morning. The spate of kidnapping in the country. 17,000, 8 years under Buhari, 8 months under Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What do we do to arrest this situation? And now let's focus on solutions. What do you think we can do in the short term, and what do you think we should do in the long term? Also, our Naira has taken another tumble, the highest or the lowest, if you know what I mean, 1,884 Naira to $1. That's what the official rate is saying at this time. What is the solution to the problem? What effect is this going to have on businesses in Nigeria? And once again, we're focusing on solutions this morning. What do we do in the short and in the long term? 0913 6000 410 is the phone line. For our WhatsApp and text message line, we have 0913 6000 430. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. We're streaming, and you can also drop your submissions on those streaming platforms as well. Mainland 98.3 FM. We have 2 minutes per caller. Let's take our first call for the morning. Hello. Hello. Yes, good morning to you.
Yeah, Peter Monse from Shomolu is your first caller today. I don't wait from you.
Nice to have you, Mr. Peter. Please go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
See, for me, I think we will balance this equation in terms of the number of people abducted and the number of people killed during these 8 years of Buhari and the few months of Tinubu. If, Fuad, please, can you do that research for me and try to let me know, apart from Nigeria Biafra war, can we know also how many people were killed by kidnappers and then terrorists during the military era and then during PDP? Then, if we know it, we will now ask this present government, how did the military, what was the magic that the military used in curbing this kind of menace? Or what did the PDP do in not allowing this kind of thing to escalate like this? See, it's very alarming. Nigeria is under siege by this miscreant or whatever we want to call them. For me, the point remains that, when we were shouting then, all these guys would be loaded in trucks and uploaded in Lagos. And we were shouting, where are they? At the point they took our Okada work, they were everywhere on Okada. And the government came one day, he said, no, we don't want you, you took Okada off them. I asked a question then. As you are taking this Okada from these guys, what are you giving them to do? Or have you returned them to where they came from? Because tomorrow they will become a menace. It might not be, in fact, their connection might not be so far from what we're experiencing today. Killing monarchs, abducting people, 2 brothers in Enugu Road the other day, and then the mother and the daughter that were celebrating the birth of their new baby after having waited. What is going on? Why is Nigeria like this today? So, how do we do? Go back to the military and ask them, how did you do it? There is no crime in asking. Please teach us what you did then. PDP, teach us what you did then.
Mr. Peter,
so that Nigerian blood will not be spilled this way.
Thank you.
On the Naira.
It's just 2 minutes, come on. Let's not. It's just 2 minutes so that we can have more callers. Hello. Hello. Yes, good morning to you.
Morning, Babalola.
Yeah, Large Sabara, nice to have you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Mr. Fowler, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. First of all, we need to tell our president the truth. President Bola Tinubu started on a wrong footing. We need to for him, and we need to tell him the truth. The paramount responsibility of a government is security of the people. Any other thing come after. You understand? President Tinubu cannot tell us that he's not aware of kidnapping or bandits existing in the country before he came in. And I expect that that's supposed to be the first focus. Now he keep on going the applause to seek for investors. Who is the investor? The insensible investor that will come to Nigeria to come and waste his money.
when Nigerians are dying every day. So that's why I said he started on the wrong footing. And concerning even, the second wrong footing is this, the issue of parity, you understand, which is doing. This money that's being wasted the humanitarian the ministry, we not see the end. This money is supposed to be diverted to our refinery. We are not beggars in this country. You understand? You see, we have been managing ourselves and we thought it's going to solve this problem. That is why I said we need to tell ourselves the truth. There's a moment body mess up the whole security. Let me ask you, Mr. Power. In Cameroon, if somebody is captured as a bandit, it's execution. Instant execution. You understand? In Nigeria, they give them amnesty, they incorporate them in the army. What are you talking? That is nonsense, madness. You understand? So we need to tell ourselves the truth. So, you see, now they're not saying they're incorporating in America to come and train our police. Every state is polluted. Every state. It's not a question of one state. You understand? And that is why I said we need to tell our president the truth. If security is above his capacity, let us pay for international world or American. You understand? To save us from this calamity.
Thank you.
Look, 2 days, yesterday they said 2 Obas is still in Ukiti. How many days? Look, the price of commodity is so high.
Thank you, Alhaji Subaru. Appreciate you for your call. Please let's try to stick to the 2 minutes allotted. We know there's so much to say. We get it, but please, so we can encourage caller. And regarding recruiting these bandits into the army has denied it time and again. They continue to deny it. It's a conversation that has come up. So as long as they continue to deny it, we cannot take it as a statement of fact that they are recruiting these bandits into our military structure. I just wanted to put that out there. Let's go to our next caller for this morning. Hello, good morning. All right, please try to make it back if that is you. We're still live on Facebook, Mainland 98.3 FM. Drop your submissions on there and I will read those messages. Back to the phones. Hello, good morning. Hello. Yes, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Don Peters.
Yes.
Welcome, Don Peters.
I'm calling you from Lɪධᴇ.
All right,
sir.
My take will be on the free fall of Naira. For what? I cannot wave away the revelation of Sanusi Rami the Sanusi. I can't just wave it away. That was his revelation. For what, do you remember when the argument was being made on how to relocate some departments
to Lagos,
CBN to Lagos? There is something Sanusi said that got me. He said that he is in support of it, though it's not our topic, but I want to take something away from it. He said that it is the children of the politicians that works in CBN. Okay?
Yes.
Now, what does that tell you? It's very deep. The children of the politicians that work in the CBN, if they are qualified, let them be there. If they are not qualified, let them be there. If they are competent, let them be there. If they are not competent, let them be there. Now I know why the free fall of Naira. It is not any other thing other than incompetence. We are right now sacrificing our progress, our economy, everything at the altar of political patronage. That is why our country is this way. That liberation, Nigerians are not looking into it, but it's very deep. Ever since I heard that, I've been pondering on it. I said, no wonder we are where we are today. We are right now not running Nigeria on merit. We are right now running Nigeria on
sentiments.
Yes, on sentiments and political patronage.
Thank you, Don Peters.
No matter how deep you as Buhari you are right now, you cannot be employed there, or your children cannot be employed, no matter how qualified they are, because you are not a politician.
Unless I know a politician.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Don Peters. All right, we actually have to
manage time and
other contributions as well. Please allow me to take the few messages that we've gotten on Facebook. Oloyede Oluwashola James on Facebook says, good morning, mainland crew. He says, in Lagos now, if you have a flat tire on the road, area boys will not allow you go without paying them their demand. Failure to pay the money, you will not be allowed to go. And local and state government are doing nothing about this. This is how kidnapping starts in states. All right, thank you very much, Sheol. Issa Benjamin also on Facebook is telling us that, okay, he says, good morning, mainland FM crew. If only 8 months of President Tinubu, the number of deaths is as high as it is today. Hunger, poverty, unemployment, suffering is as high. What will happen in the next 3 to 4 years remaining of the regime for the president? Where's the renewed hope, and where are we ending up as a country? For me, the Nigeria government knows what to do. What we can tell them is to do the needful. And are we saying the president does not know that it's the wrong time to travel out of the country? What are we talking about? Benjamin from Shogunle. Well, all of these trips have been justified as looking for FDI. So maybe if we give them time, when they bring FDI,
foreign direct investment.
Yes, we can understand
So
why they're traveling so
if you are a
much.
foreign investor, and
The answer is no.
okay,
I will not do it. But we don't know the thought process of those other people. They have money. Me, I don't have money to
so
fly.
they don't have common sense.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm just saying.
Father, I'll go and pick up, please. Don't ask me. Hello, good morning to you, Mainland FM. Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is also Salah.
Malam Salah. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Okay, forward. I partially I disagree with you partially, sir.
Okay.
You see this private security issue.
Which one?
Remember?
Okay, the
Bado,
security. Yes.
Yes, you remember Bado now?
In
Bado,
Ikorodu, yes.
You understand? In Ikorodu, and some traditional rulers, balance or impinned, are being found
to be culpable, yes, at that time.
That crime of Bado. You understand? So if you can come back to OPC. I Salah, I'm talking to you. I nearly lost my life with OPC to the year 2000. You understand?
I'm with you.
So the major problem is not even private guys. The issue is that it's economy, sir. When you have youth, now we have more dropout from school. More young guys drop out from school.
From schools.
There is no job. Yes, there is no job. No job, nothing is happening. People are hungry. Definitely they must look for one thing or another to survive now. You understand?
Well,
Even the private one, even the private guards that we are talking about, if their welfare is compromised, you won't get the blood. You understand? So this is the thing. We are supposed to have something. Our youth will have very reasonable percentage of this in our population. Let us engage there. When you have factories, when you have things are working, when the economy is working, the parents are okay doing something tangible to take care of them. Some of them in school. Then you see this thing. But I'm telling you, sir,
thank you. Thank you very much for your call. Yeah, you wanted to say something?
No. But I think he's still talking. Is he off the phone? Okay. Again, he talked about the economy. Again, harsh economy breeds these things.
A lack of education.
Employment. Poverty breeds insecurity. But we just have to do something. That's why I talked about short-term and long-term solution.
Right. Let's go back to the phones. Hello. We always do. We always do. Good morning.
We thank God for another day. I don't have strength. When I have 15% battery and it rains 2-3 times, you don't pick it. I will preserve my battery. That is just the issue. We all know the issue of light in Nigeria these days. The issue that is on ground for me, all of these things wrapped together. I don't know what the topic is, because I've been busy.
Security and the free fall of the Naira, yes.
And the fall of the Naira. We have said it here. Fuad, you know my position. Initially, it was on the island that they were using dollars to rent house and buy property. It has come over to mainland. I have a spiritual daughter whose husband wanted to sell a property. When they were ready to buy, these people who were selling said they must collect in dollar. So because of that, they can we be in Nigeria and we are using dollar? How? I have said it before and I'm still saying it. It is possible that in Nigeria here, everything you want to do it. If you want to go to UK, Asia to buy anything, put your Nairas here, go to Asia. When you get there, what is wrong with us opening international banks? When you get there, you get your dollars. Dollars must not be allowed in this country. That's the only way there can be solution to this dollar for. Because when government presidency, all of them there, they will buy dollar. Governors and their executive, they will buy dollar. Local government chairman, they will buy. How can dollar can never be stable?
Thank you.
1,000 naira now is 350 CFA.
Thank you.
At the time I used to go to Cotonou, 1,000 CFA was 160 naira.
Thank you very much, Pastor Ambrose, for your contribution. Isn't it like illegal to spend another currency in your own country?
No. You see, international trade, the global practice is dollars. It's not really the problem of, yes, for local transactions, we can talk about, de-dollarizing the economy.
Yeah.
But when it comes to international trade, you just have to use the dollars. I think the issue is about liquidity here. Why is it that, where are the earnings?
The one that we get.
Where is it going into?
Right.
Because again, you talk about the official window, you talk about the parallel market. You get to the official window, you can't get anything. Sage, enter the bank now and say you need dollars. You won't get.
The official window service. I know what we're saying. 1,000.
So, but just outside the bank, and Aboki is standing just outside the bank, and he has the dollars.
All right. So how did he
get it that you cannot get it? So there's a racket going on, and the policy of unification was to address this sharp practice and racketeering. But as we speak, that's why we're saying that have we unified anything, Sage? Because there's that gap is still there for people to tap into. So again, yes, we can talk about transactions still in dollars, but that's not really the problem. The problem is that, look, the ones who are even earning, there's not enough accountability, and we're not earning enough. That's the problem.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your phone call. Please let me go to WhatsApp. We do have messages on WhatsApp, and then I'll go back to the phones. Good morning, Fuad. My name is Odubeson Kayode from Jakonde Estate, Solo. I'm asking a question today. What is the work of DSS and all of the insecurity going on in our country? They're doing their best, I guess. We have another one here. It annoys me when I hear people saying, let's prefer solution to the problem. What is the essence of solutions we're preferring when those in the corridors of power know the solution themselves and are deliberately ignoring it? Are we the ones to implement it? Rashid from Ajegunle. All right, thank you very much. I mean, security is
and it's better we keep talking and keeping quiet.
I mean, rather than highlight the problem every day, let's prefer the solution. That's what we're just trying to do. But thank you very much for your message. We have one here. Good morning, Sage, Fuad, and all of the listeners. The government should ban all black market forex traders in Nigeria, and only banks should be allowed to trade forex. This will prevent further devaluation of our naira. The security problem started when the former president Goodluck Jonathan ignored the threat of Muhammadu Buhari before the 2015 presidential election. Okay, thank you very much for your message. I'll just rather not go through the rest of the message. But Fuad, do you remember there was a time that the CBN stopped the sale of forex to bureau de change operators? I don't know if they lifted that particular ban, but bureau de change operators have the forex.
Look, up till now, the government will tell you that they don't operate with the black market. It's supposed to be the official window. But what we're seeing is that even at the point of ban that you're talking about, you still don't get anything at the official window. Everybody still goes to the black market
because it's accessible and
it's available.
Okay. Abraham Ayotunde from Oshogbo, Osun State says, if you cannot pardon Nnamdi Kanu, then maybe we should stop rehabilitating bandits, kidnappers, and terrorists. The hungry dog will always go back to his vomit. All right. Good morning. Thank you very much, Abraham, for your
There's
a
mix up somewhere. I don't know how that.
I don't know. Good morning, Madam Sage. The disturbing increase in insecurity and other crimes in the past 9 years of APC's administration can be stemmed from the following windows: lack of employment opportunities, corruption of government officials, the lack of political will by the government to deal decisively with the monster that is insecurity, a lack of modern equipment and apparatus to track said criminals, the lack of severe punishment for the culprits to serve as deterrents to others. Finally, security issues cannot be politicized and condoned by any any responsible government. People must account for their ineptitude and their abuse of office. Noah from Igondo. Thank you very much. We appreciate the list of solutions that you have preferred to the problem. Let's go back to taking phone calls. Hello. Hello.
And for the engineer,
good morning, engineer. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. This NIGERIA going down. First of all, the number one reason is policy somersault. The pronouncement of Mr. President about the NIGERIA dollar issue, central bank policy. That is the beginning. And the lack of balance of payment in our economy. No export. The export, and you see, even the manufacturers here are saying that they are going to increase the price of their goods. They announced that yesterday. We
reviewed it, yes.
About it. Because most of the things that they are using, most of the inputs, the components they are using, are coming from abroad. They only utilize a little
local materials
here and there in Nigeria. That is the main thing that is causing this problem, and until they find solution to it, our mineral resources are there, are untapped. Our crude oil are not being produced to components, to the fuel and all that. Then coming to insecurity that we are having here. You see, our governors, when the federal government is having no political will to fight insecurity, the governors should utilize their security vote judiciously to fight security, raising something like RRS of Mensa with state. If we are not having state police, they have state police command, work with them, and then parade all the nooks and crannies of the state or your state to make sure that you whisk away all those criminal elements in your area. That is what will solve the problem.
Thank you, engineer.
To a large extent.
That's
my own solution, though.
Thank you very much for calling. We appreciate it. Yes, go ahead.
All right. Again, Sage, I don't know whether to call this bad news or good news. There's a report that Dangote has now opposed the US to start to import crude.
Yeah.
And that will start to arrive from, I think, sometime in February. So we're back to the issue of importation of crude. We're talking about importation of PMS. Now we're back to importation of
crude. This is going to inform his price at the end of the day, right?
Inform his price. What about Forex?
Yeah, right. I mean, ultimately, to still inform his price.
No, definitely, because again, if he's importing crude and then he refines, he has to do his calculations.
That's ⁴
So you see that we are back. We are gradually getting back to square one.
The paradox of the situation irks me, because we're one of the largest crude oil producing countries. Yes. So how is it that for a country that is one of the largest crude oil producers, we're unable to supply crude
to our refinery,
to a private owned refinery in
Nigeria,
our own country?
No, a lot. Number one, we're still battling with crude oil theft. Right. We have not been able to resolve that completely. We are still not being able to produce enough to meet our quota. We're still struggling with the OPEC quota. We're still struggling with that. And then we have also done a lot of crude for cash. Right. So and the payment has to be done in crude. So we have that obligation to repay, which is going to also put some pressure on the demand for crude locally. So again, we're talking about getting local refineries working, and that's what people are saying. What about having enough product to supply to these local refineries that should ultimately now affect pricing, for local consumption? So much that we still continue to talk about when it comes to governance in the country.
Well, going back to the phone lines, 0913-6000-410. On Mainland Focus, we're talking about the state of insecurity, especially the kidnapping epidemic that we've been dealing with for quite some time, abductions for ransom, and also the sum total of the abductions that have happened under the past administration of Buhari and the 8 months of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which according to the Punch is about 17,000 abductions that have happened. And also we're talking about the free fall of the NAIRA at the official market, we're not talking about the parallel market right now. The official market is 1,384 naira to $1. What does this mean for businesses, and what do we do in the short term and in the long term? 0913 6000 410 on Facebook and YouTube, where we're streaming live, Mainland 98.3 FM. Please do well to drop your submissions on there, and we'll read the messages off the streaming platforms. Let's take a few more calls before we go back to messages. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning to you.
See, you heard me on the line for almost 2 minutes.
I apologize. I did not know that I did that. I'm so sorry.
You picked me and
sorry about
Thank
that.
you for
So anyway, it's Joe from Bariga.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Joe.
Good morning.
Yes.
You see, we have been talking a lot, but I prefer this morning. Why don't we try restructuring? Whether it will work, whether Nigeria will walk back. You see, because the problem now is weighing us off. Because the situation in Nigeria now is in crisis. If we do not call this, if they do not change their policy, this flotation, what do you call it? If we do not change this policy, Nigeria will be headed to Sodom and Gomorrah. Good morning.
Go for it.
Hopefully not. Well, thank you very much. We get your message, but hopefully not. Hello.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Prince Wise.
Good morning, Prince Wise.
Prince Wise, is it possible that you find a calmer place? It's very noisy
in
where you
public
are.
school?
Please.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm taking a lot of notes of Friday.
Our people are not noisy, Prince Wise. It's where you are.
Okay, I'll put me away from that place.
Yeah,
All right.
it's better now.
When we
Now the connection is bad. Prince Wise, you're going to have to call us back.
Oh, the network is bad, Prince Wise. Unless you shift your position a bit.
Hello.
Okay, I'm glad to run away from one corner to another.
It's
Can you hear
better
me
now.
now?
Yeah,
Yes,
perfect.
yes.
Okay. So, if they declare this, if you have security summit, all the military officers, the air service, all of them, they sit down and discuss about this security of the country. That's my suggestion for Mr. President. And for the NAIRA, the central bank has a lot to do. If you are moving to a party one road, and this that road is no more passable, go back. This year, now we recommend this is the father of a NAIRA. That is number one, or two, the far more experts to assist them. Because the way NAIRA is going to, it doesn't other way for the country. I want to know that this more to you.
Good morning, Prince
Hey,
Wise.
Prince Wise, thank you very much for your call. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you, Fuad?
Fine, sir. Good morning. Dr. Coco.
My name is yes,
morning,
Fuad, my friend.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, thanks for the good work.
Thank you.
Yeah, Fuad. Do you know that in South Sudan, the value of their currency to a dollar is about 135 South Sudan pounds to a dollar? That is a war-torn country. As we speak today in South Sudan, everything that is operative there are foreign. From their marketplace to the banking to anything you want to mention, they are being run by foreign individuals. The question is that how is it possible then for their currency to be stable? What I'm trying to say is that South Sudan is an all import dependent country. Why is ours different? That is to tell you that more or less there's an official money laundering issues happening in our financial sector. The responsibilities within that sector is not something that we can talk about. If you go to Uganda as I speak to you now, the same people that are operating physical rascality here in terms of official money laundering are also there in Uganda. Go to the street of Uganda, you'll be shocked
you find all the things you find on the streets in Lagos operative in Uganda. Who are those perpetrating it? They are perpetrated by our own people. So you see, the issue is centered around corruption. It's centered around our laws. It's centered around people, corporate being caught and they are not appropriately being punished. That is the problem. You get the criminals here, you allow them to go. No appropriate punishment. And how do you want to resolve all these things?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Yes,
Dr.
thank you
Kuku.
for your
I know Mr. Yemi Cardoso has said that the Naira is undervalued, that he thinks that what we are getting against the dollar is as a result of not putting proper value on the Naira, and that, look, they're going to be working out a proper value for the Naira. That conversation is big. I'm expecting that, we're going to hear more from the CBN governor on what he really means by Naira being undervalued. We're waiting for their MPC policy meeting,
Yes.
and see what will be the policy direction of the CBN again. Apart from, I just hope that it's not going to be about
increasing the interest
increasing the interest rates. But a lot that we still need to look into about the real value of the Naira. But I think ultimately we have to work more on earning, forex earnings, and then fighting the cabal that seems to position themselves to mop up whatever comes into the country.
All right, let's look at Facebook for a bit. Basil Chika on Facebook says 17,000 people kidnapped under Buhari and Tinubu. Where is the humongous amount of money being budgeted for security in this administration? This administration came to power with the promises to end insecurity and corruption. To capital, these miscreants are the people that are supposed to be employed for tax collection. It's quite unfortunate where we find ourselves in Nigeria today. Chika Bende from Trade Fair Lagos, thank you for your message. James Nkachi Ogbona on Facebook says, Sage and Distinguished Fouad, I greet you commendably. Sage, can you please repeat those figures slowly so that we can really digest it? I mean the number of those kidnapped in 8 months of President Tinubu. Mr. Fouad, tell me the truth. Is it that there's no deliberate or intentional move by the government to solve the problem of insecurity? Are you really sure that they're doing anything? Our president and his NSA are in France. What is the NSA doing in France when the country is not secured? On the Forex Wahala, Sage, you can take this to the bank and quote me later. Dollar will keep rising and would not go down. Prices of goods will keep skyrocketing and probably would not go down. It's not my prayer, it's just a simple projection. Mr. Fouad, please, how much is the official rate now? Because I'm still expecting my grant. $5,000. Imagine how much that is in Naira.
It's good money for you, James. Unfortunately.
Prince Leo Ozoma on Facebook says, good morning, Sage and Fouad. Most times we are asked to prefer solutions to the barrage of problems bedeviling us, and most of the times we do. All the top-notch solutions, Fouad, you, myself, and even other experts, have these people made any authority and made use of them? That being said, the solution is to go back to the basics and overhaul everything concerning us as a people, which includes sitting down together in a fashion and agree to coexist as a nation in unity, fairness, and justice. When we do that, you'll see competency taking over mediocrity, tribalism, and religious bigotry. As for the rising cost of dollars, the CBN governor should swallow his pride and invite experienced colleagues like the current World Trade Organization president, the former Emir Sanusi, Professor Soludo, and many others, so they can seek solution before this country sinks. God forbid. That's what he said. Leo Ozama from Isolo, Lagos. And finally, Patrick Obiazo says, Fouad, why is the activity of Amoteku in the west and the civilian GFT in the north applauded, while the ESN in the east is condemned, harassed, and hounded by government and military? At the inception of the ESN, there was arguably relative peace in the east. All right, thank you, Patrick. Does anybody condemn the ESN?
No. The ESN it depends. I think there's a Bubiagu, which I think is the government arrangement.
They are factions.
But the ESN, I'm not sure has the government backing. You can't have a security network that doesn't have complete government backing. Amoteku has government backing. The JTF in the north has government backing. And so the problem was that ESN seems to have that question about his affiliation with IPOB and all of those kind of things, and so that's why.
I mean, they arrested someone recently for starting off some Yetiala Katu.
So because that's not a government backing, so I think somewhere in Nasarawa State or so.
So I don't think it's specific.
So if you're going to have that kind of thing, it has to have the backing of government.
Right. Okay. It's still Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Thank you so much for coming along with us. We're still going to be here till 9:45 a.m. So there's enough time to take your submissions. We're live on Facebook at Mainland 98.3 FM. You can also use the WhatsApp platform, which is 0913 6000 430. You can also call us live in the studio, 0913 6000 410. We're back to the phones now. Hello.
Good morning, Sage.
Madam Ife, good morning to you.
How are you? How are your family?
Fine.
Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
You see this free fall of money. It's affecting everything. No? Food in particular, drugs. Look at last week. I went to buy some things for my house. This unripe plantain chips that will go into be amala or something. When I started eating that food, it was like 1,002, but now it's 4,200. I will not put money in that pot and return to amala for me now. So I have to buy. But the thing is that the money you are budgeting is not reaching what you want to put it in the market. The cocoa flour that I was buying for 2,000, now it's now 4,800. You have used almost 10,000 to buy 2 items. What was the rest? It's affecting us, and I don't know how they are going to fix it. Drugs, the same thing. Complain. That used to be one it's not something or something. Oh, good. Government should sit down and they should think out of the box to do something so that our welfare will be affected, favorably. A lot of people are begging. Beg there. You know what you get. How are you going to?
Thank you, Madam Ife.
They should do something about our NIGERIA for.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you for calling. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, this is
all right. Welcome, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, it was quite funny. We were talking about the value of the Naira. Is it undervalued or not? But I would say the value of Naira is what it is because of what it is. And there's no magician that can change the way things are presently. Because we have used our reserves all this while to manage the Naira. And that's why you've seen the parallel market vis-a-vis the black market, the kind of difference we are facing presently. But for me, I look at it from the point of view that the difference between the black market and the IME window matters more than the value of what the Naira is. But what does government really need to do now? It's a dire situation because first and foremost, you have a 7 billion outstanding backlog. They are still looking for how to pay. Then people are now saying government should look for another $12 billion to defend the Naira. I mean, that would be ludicrous because we don't have that kind of money. The oil in which you depend so much on, if you read through the international report, you'll find out that the 1.7 million that OPEC has given us to be able to sell out, we've not even been able to meet it. And people continue to lie to us about vandalism and all this. It's not true. The rig count on those rigs are low. As of 2018, it had dropped from 34 to 15. So for you to be able to produce probably about going to 2.1 million barrels per day, you will need an additional 800,000 barrels per day. You will need 45 rigs to be able to, and you will need about $7.6 billion to do that. It's a long work. So those things as of now cannot be done. What do we need to do? And as Cardoso has said, one, he said that they are digitizing the BDCs so that it can help it towards efficiency. Then two, based on what he said at the last meeting, I could read from him, I think they're going to go for a managed float where they hold the band and find a way to run and defend it. There's nothing we really can do. Those complaining about cost of importation and all of that, we are all part of it. Dollar moved from 752 in December to 952. That was, I had to pay about almost 2 million to clear a vessel, to clear a container. So it is what it is. Government, if anybody has trees they can sell at the back of their house and give government dollars, it's better. But there's no way to it. We will not go through it. We have been managing this thing and using our reserve to manage. We are only saying now that we don't want to do it again because it is hurting Nigeria. So we went through the period.
Mr. Lakure, let me ask you a question. You know, we got a report yesterday that again, there's a directive that the CBN should now begin to manage earnings, you know, from sale of crude. Do you think that can help in any way?
Well, probably what they're trying to do is to make it easier for them to manage. Rather than going to NNPC, since the money will also be paid in an escrow account abroad, let CBN handle it. They believe that it gives us better documentation and better auditing trail. So for me, fair enough, let CBN handle it. But as it is presently, it's really challenging, my brother. It is really, because we don't have the money to defend it.
Thank you very
so
much.
How do we then be able to forcefully bring down the naira from 1,300 to probably about 800, 900? Do you see how?
Thank you very much, Mr. Lakure.
Okay, I think we got where it's coming from.
Yes,
but we can't be helpless. But
yes.
Okay, let's just pick our calls.
I wanted him to land. I didn't want to.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, Frank. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
All these are long grammar territories.
Okay, Pastor Ambrose, right?
John from Mobo.
Oh, Mr. John. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Corruption, insecurity, deceit, self-denial, nepotism is the reason why we are here. Nobody should judge us by coming up with grammars that does not have any basis. Are you with me?
I'm listening to you.
I was in this country now. I'm in this country in the 60s now. In the 70s, 80s. Wow, when good governance were being given to the people. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
What suddenly happened? From 1999, what are we saying? All this grammar, all these rhetorics, all these permutations does not work and will not work, did not work and will not work. I call one guy for your message there said, the way to go, I have been saying it. People are not sincere. We have to embrace referendum, plebiscite, a common law decision taken by the people, even not by the government, as regard where to go or what to do with Nigeria. That is just it. If we continue this way, okay, the production level now. Maybe you'll be saying, have they not been listening? Have they been listening to you? To defend the naira, the basic is that you become productive, Abi. Hello? Are they looking towards that?
But Mr. John, these are long-term solutions. The issue of referendum, okay, may not happen as soon as we expect it to happen.
Why don't we start it? Wait now. Yes. Wait. They will tell you that they want to go for election. Election and referendum, which one should come up first?
No, having a referendum takes a lot of legislative implications that may not just happen like that, you know.
Let us start it now, because a journey of 1 million miles starts with a step. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Hello? Because we have not taken any steps towards addressing these issues. And this is where we are now from 1999.
Thank you, Mr.
Is it that when the naira goes up, when the dollar goes up 3,000, just like the Kenyan shilling, that we are going to begin to talk about referendum when Nigeria will go over the cliff?
Thank you so very much, Mr. John.
All right, thank you so much, Mr.
Priorities, maybe.
You know, when you started this dollar comment, I say I don't know, because again, you don't get the right question, you don't even know the right answers. It's just something has to be done. The experts are there. Mr. Cardoso has been giving, you know, we saw his CV. You know, the president spoke glowingly about his experience and CV, and he has to just do something. You know, I understand that. Look, the ordinary people on the street would not be moved by all of the grammar that we speak here, or all of the permutations of Mr. Olakunle and all of those kind of things. The man just wants to see a better Nigeria. He wants to see that, look, he has that naira and he's able to do something with it, you know. So, but again, it is what it is, Sage.
Let me go back to taking contributions. Hello,
good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, my name is Emmanuel, calling from Nigeria.
All right,
sir.
Please go on.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you perfectly.
Go ahead.
All right. So what I wanted to say about this paper is that we like English too much, we like grammar too much in Nigeria. And that is what has put us where we are. And again, we are too religious-minded and sentimental. When we see white, we call it black. What I can deduce from all this is a clear case of incompetence. Whether we want to agree with me or not, that is the pure truth. There is nothing else to say about it. It is clearly incompetent from the part of the president to all his team and all the people. Of course, when it starts,
hello,
Emmanuel.
We could everybody will help and not incompetent. This is what you get. Even in your private life and business, if you neglect competence and put things in a bit of sentiment, that's what you get. There's no way about it. And I know it's not unfortunate that I feel sorry for Nigerians. Like the ones that will suffer more, the ones that have friends that are wise and that have the means. Because we know the economy for you people to manage. Anyhow you want to let them do it. We make the country to countries where they will not kidnap them, to countries where there's no inflation, there's employment. Not this one, you graduate, no job. They will come and speaking grammar. They will be giving us stories. People are destroying the pipeline. That. Propaganda to solution in Nigeria. We are not even seeing anything. We are saying we are suffering.
Please.
All right, thank you, man.
He was about to.
You know the funny thing that these countries people are running to also have their own problems, and there are people who have decided to stay back in those countries and fix this problem. So we cannot all run away from the country. Some of us would have to stay back and find a way to fix the problem.
Okay.
By doing our own little bit.
Okay. Back to WhatsApp now. We have good morning. President Tinubu is indeed APC and they had super solutions to all of Nigeria's problem because they have AD, AC, ACN. They were experts and solutionists. How come they came together and since 2015 they have not been able to do anything? Those super ideals have disappeared. I don't pity them. They have all the solutions. When they want to implement it, they will. They don't have time for us now. Emeka Moses from Lagos sends that particular message. Also here on WhatsApp, we have good morning to the duo of Sage Babalola and Mr. Fuad. Mr. President's lifetime ambition has been met as he has added president to his name. Thus, the dust is settled. But one thing, as far as I'm concerned, is that this present administration lacks the blueprint with regards to solving the mirage of Nigeria's problem, whether it be security, economy, etc. Please, I want to ask a question. Is there any company or institution who can or will accommodate its new employees who have spent 8 months in his or her work without any sign of success and still haven't been served query or have been sacked? May God bless Nigeria. Said
Governor Zodima says 8 months is too
it's 8 months or 4 years. It feels like it's too little.
So let's wait.
Maybe like a year.
That's what he didn't say a year. It's just 8 months.
Like I'm just saying like a year. Would that be fair?
8 months. That's 4 months more. What can happen in 4 months?
You don't know.
Okay.
We don't know that.
All right.
Good morning. We have Governor Sanwo-Olu should step up on the job. The influx is too much in Lagos and no attention is being paid from the state government. You see trailers entering Lagos with hundreds of individuals.
Yeah.
Most of them are not, we don't even know where most of them are from. They contribute nothing to the GDP of Lagos state. They don't rent houses. They mess up everywhere. They sleep by the roadside and the front of shops, which is a security risk to Lagosians. The governor should act decisively. Alhaji Subar is the author of that message. Kayode from Ikotun says, unfortunately, that everything is tied up in dollars. Now imagine my drugs that cost 28,000 is now 100,000 naira. We have here, good day, Mainland FM. The security problem in Nigeria is not a problem that needs pampering. The government should bring in military from Russia, Israel, Germany, China, and Japan to comb the forest and other hideouts of terrorists and flush them out of Nigeria and Olumuyiwa in Festac town. So when they finish and they don't go.
How do you even bring these people together? That's a joint international force.
Is this not how? Is it Wagner and all of this? This is not how
this is not even
No, we don't. But then the US is saying they'll train our people. That's good enough.
We can train. Training is one thing to train. It's another thing to get the job done.
Olumuyiwa says, good morning, Mainland FM. What disturbs me the most in the country is how few people can hijack an entire country, and the people that we voted are unable to do anything. I align with the position of patriots like late Obadiah Malafia that once said the GSS is aware of the causes of insecurity, but the government keeps chasing shadows. The cabals have corrupted the fuel subsidy process, they have corrupted Forex, they've corrupted the market, and they're using insecurity to play politics while citizens are made to pay with their lives. Are they above the law? Mr. Fuad, how can clause like referendum be introduced into our system? Muyiwa from Abuja. All right, thank you very much, Muyiwa.
It will be parliamentary, it will be a legislative decision. If the legislators move, that we have something like that, why not?
All right, it's still Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Is Mainland Focus. We have two stories for you: the spate of kidnapping in the country, and also the free fall of the naira at the official market, which is about 1,384 naira to $1. We're talking about the implication this is going to have on businesses, and more importantly, the solution to these problems. 0913-6000-410 for calls, for WhatsApp and text messages. 0913-6000-430 for Facebook and YouTube, which is our streaming platform, Mainland 98.3 FM. I think we can accommodate one call before we call things a wrap. Hello, good morning to you. Very well, thank you. Your name, please.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Fuad.
Good morning, sir.
The citizen journalist. One day I wish to see your face one-on-one.
He's on Facebook. That's his face.
And my brother Sage.
Yes, morning to you, sir.
I like when you read your news. I like to listen to the latest when you read news.
Thank you.
God bless you. I'm Prince from Ojo. My contribution, a very quick one.
All right.
Before I even go ahead, I want to suggest what I would call civilian military diarchy. Civilian military diarchy. A situation where we tell our own democracy in such a way and manner that it will suit us as black Africans, not the kind of democracy we have in Europe or America. Now, what do I mean by that? Maybe 8 years of civilian rule with all the abracadabra, the elections and who won, who lost. Then after that, 4 years of military rule. No election, the military will appoint their men to be in charge of the head of state, the vice, the governors, the local government chairman, the commissioners and ministers appointed by the military for 4 years, alternatively like that between North and South. Let us practice it and see how it works. Because I read one book. Are you with me?
Where with you?
Yes, by Ben Trusia. He said, that book says, eat that frog. You have 10 frogs, and they are all 10 problems. Eat the biggest one. That is the cause of all other problems. Because if you eat 9 of the frogs and leave the biggest one, you have not solved the problem at all. The problem is just as good as not being solved. So what do we do? All the things we are saying, Naira is falling, there are insecurities and that. It's because there's no peace in the country. And whenever there's no peace, there's nothing anyone can do in terms of achievement. How do you achieve peace? First of all, we must have stable electricity. We must have powerful institutions, functional refineries. Canada does not have any single crude. They have about 28 functional refineries. What can Nigeria develop functional refineries and give us stable light? Then you see that life will come back to normal.
Thank you very much.
The naira on its own will size up the dollar.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, we'd like to have that conversation, but we can't. We have less than 40 seconds
the
to leave
political solution. Or
I don't know about that. Well, we'll talk about it later when we come back. I don't know. But thank you so much. I mean, we asked for solutions, and that's what you have been doing. So, of course, we respect your opinion on the matter. Whether or not we agree is not relevant right now. But thank you so much. That's his thought process. So, thank you so very much. This has been a very enjoyable experience for us. Thank you for your contribution via all of our platforms where we've been taking our submission. We appreciate this. This is why we come on radio. We have to go on a commercial break. When we come back at 10 a.m., we'll have a global view. This is where we review international stories. Of course, Fuad Side will be back. And then after that, it will be time for real estate market today. My name is Sage Babalola. Thank you so much, Fuad. We appreciate you for coming on air. Let's go on this break. At 10 a.m., we'll come back for global view.
Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
There are some things that stress